This is a kind of weird angle for Kai'Sa. I think it follows up on the engages pretty well, but also just feels like it's so early to see this in draft. In a draft like this, it feels like it's a pick away, just saying, Jiu, you're not going to get this for the rest of the series. And the Misfortune will be locked in here just with the Nico instead. I'm going to be honest and say I think Bro got the way better draft here. They got the Rumble with Jarvan set up. They have Annie. They also have Kai'Sa for follow-up, and the Nautilus makes sense, whereas the ornament value here feels incredibly low for Nongshim Red Force. They're playing an AD carry that doesn't traditionally scale as a scaling front-to-back AD carry. Against Misfortune, she's a combo-oriented pick, so she can combo with the Ornn ultimate a little bit, with the Orianna a little bit, but it feels like the comp is a little bit trickier to play out here for Nongshim, despite it being like a Nico Misfortune draft. It just feels like at this level, gonna have a bit of a struggle with this one. Karis!
So. Hey, Karis. How's it going? Blow it up.
A former Bro himself. Actually doing very well for himself in the LPL.
We also got Vital, Dindin, and Luan all coming down here to support. We'll have to see those team fights as we're getting ready. Let's hop on the rift for game number 1. Get over DRX and make it here in a play-ins in the first place.
The wave and TP the Rumble down. He's going to try to hold it.
Okay, there's the TP, missed hook. And the second the TP came in, Nongshim were already just getting out of there. But this is pretty common, you know, if you try to go for a dive, you just have the top laner TP down because he wanted to swap anyway.
And if they commit to a fight, he just shuts it down and then TPs back to the top lane. Bro are kind of walking into a trap here, potentially.
Unless Krako gets in and steals it, he's got the timing, but he's not going to get the Drake. And that is what he was looking for as the big ult's going to come in from the Orianna. And already we have first blood going the way of Gideon as kind of a half-hearted attempt. It's not like the Rumble is popping off in a big way at this moment. Just going to equalize the wave as I speak. So getting pushed in by the Ornn. Yes.
Hype.
Very true. Yeah, Hype's really kind of struggling just to survive. He is going to barrier just to get to the wave.
But although if you don't, which we don't, they don't have any.
All right, we got Pantheon coming up. There's the knock-up. The Pantheon goes in. Gideon making it happen. And Morgan's just going to go down.
Yeah.
You know, can they maintain a lead? Can they continue to macro well? I am curious, as the Timbers did happen, and then Closer died. So
good gank from Lehens. The follow-up is there.
Yeah. With
this Orianna, gets the Tibbers out, and then Lehens is like, well, there's no Tibbers. I think I can just go in on this. Flashes for the root and the extra damage. Yeah. Flashback available, and I think he should think twice.
Yeah.
He does. I think, so we're going to have a bit of a skirmish here. I hold my thought.
Yeah, the hook is down, and so just a bit of free damage on Krako. I say a bit, it was 66% of his health. Palu's out. And the disengage cone comes in. Not that Nongshim could really close the gap, but
that's what it looks like here in game 1.
All right, well, no flash this time. They're going to flash in. Will Gideon, I believe. No, he just jumps in as the stun comes down, and Gideon is going to fall. They can't do enough to Morgan, and now the equalizer still available. Krako and his counter gank get so much work done as finally they will take him down. So that's a couple of shutdowns going the way of Bro now. Yeah, sometimes as the jungle player, you just got to wait for your opportunity, as Lehens might be in a little bit of trouble. Nice rocket belt to get away from that. I think if he gets hit by that, he might just die, as his flash is like 5 seconds away.
Ingen doesn't have ult after that last play either, and so this is a really tough fight to quantify here for Nongshim. Like, he could TP in, but he won't have his ultimate. I think this is a great call and get some prio on this dragon. But Kingan's on a flank again. Will be spotted by Morgan. Crash does go through.
Yeah, they don't really get solid vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got in, they had prio on the river, and then they were like, huh, we don't have any wards. Now they're trying to go on a king in here. Nice buffer, but that is an Ornn. Even the anti-timbers and the equalizer goes in, and now the massive follow-up from the Nico is there. The turn in the fight is gigantic for Nongshim. Hype is out of the fight as well. Closer is down, and Kingan lived through every single ult that they blew on him.
Yeah. Maybe better luck in game 2, buddy.
They saw the opportunity, and it did not pay off for them. And Nongshim relatively smoothly here, as now they're trying to close the gap on a Krako pretty deep in his own jungle. Krako, the one guy that was kind of fed for his team, and fed, I say him pretty lightly at this point. Jiu just going to flash away from the stun that comes in. He's like, well,
If Nongshim can't set up a turn on this one, I think those issues that we saw in the Legend group perhaps persisting, but they're on the bottom side of the map where Otacon is, and they're setting a trap right now. Palu is caught.
Yeah, very nice buffer, but still gonna get Shockwave. Meanwhile, Lahen's in a bit of trouble, so he's gonna go down, and Kingan's jumping in against 3 people, gets the kill. Ornn, the assassin, is back here on the Rift.
For Kingan to help set up that kill, and Nongshim, even though it wasn't a turn off of Otacon, set up that vision trap in jungle, get the kills. It's okay, because they're baby teeth, because you got the inners.
Yeah, here we go. Nice little engage for Lahen's. Just gonna hit the front line, as Palu is not much of a front line, just kind of disappears. You know, they've had some teeth pulled, so you gotta just send it. As in he goes, he's not gonna get the smite. Poor Croco, as at least he will get out for now. As, ooh, the max range knockup comes in into that piece of the wall. As they're trying desperately to take out Jiu. They might just be able to, but they're not quite able to. Triple kill comes in for Jiu, and this game is very much over. 24 minutes in already.
Yep, no Baron required. Got 5 players and a grand starfall to celebrate.
Oh boy.
I mean, he's really celebrating. And for Nongshim, this is not a series win, but it's certainly a lot of momentum gained that they have not seen in a while. Or very, I'd say probably the most one-sided game win we've seen from them. I think we could say that factually since the split of groups. And Nongshim win this in extremely dominant fashion. Bro Predator's kind of in shambles right now as Hype did not play the game. He was not allowed to play the game. He laned into a Misfortune Nico, and then laned into a Misfortune in mid lane, and then was engaged on by everyone, and he couldn't play the game. He does have World's MVP on this champion from that DRX run 3 years ago. And it will be the Bard that you could have done something different. Or sorry, Braum. I always say these 2 champions backwards for whatever reason. Valdez gave me a look.
That doesn't look like Bard at all.
Lucian Braum.
It's like the opposite of Bard, actually.
So the Braum, in this case, we knew it was very likely going to be that, but they could have done something funky if they wanted to, based on what they saw. I think Lahen's is like, I'm happy to play Alistar into this. It is going to be hard, but you have the Corki, and you can shred those resistances. We talk about this all the time. Corki's wins so many lane matchups. This is one that's going to be kind of skill-based. I don't think it's a default win for Lucian Braum by any means, but the Alistar...
Let's find out as we hop onto the Rift for game number 2.
Doesn't look like it when you look at Flash being down, because that's always considered to be the best summoner spell, but I think in this 2v2 scenario, trade up for Nongshim. Brought Rise to the bottom lane without Realm Warp. He just walked over.
Yeah, it looks like Paolo might be paying for this one, as in they go. Very easy dive. First blood given over to Calyx. That is that first pick. Rise getting some huge value early on here.
Setup here for the Grubs is Jiu and Lahen's are kind of a little bit caught out. Croco on a nice angle.
Yeah, Croco does have a nice angle, but Jiu gets the safety now. The subjugate's certainly going to help, but the Rise comes over, and Calyx is making their life so hard closer here as well. Trying to take out Gideon will do that, but only that, as Palu is going to fall, and Hype is too low. Has to flash the wall.
It's Ambessa that got 2 Grubs for a potential side lane. You know, it's not a 1v1 King in.
Maybe he sniffs this one out, as he is not going to dash on in. Does dash away now with the flash, but with Pillar up, might be enough, but the heal comes in. Lahen's is here right on time, gets the stun. Is going to have Kingan fall, but the rest of the squad is coming on up. And it will end up being a 2-for-1 here for Nongshim, just on the hasty help there. And now a
cross map.
Gank?
Cross map.
Yeah, cross map. Oof. Everyone loves a cross map, and they get it down on the bottom side. And they take down Morgan just to add insult to injury.
And Bro are going to get a dragon here, so that's good.
They got a dragon. A bit more one-dimensional when there was no Fearless.
Yeah.
Now there's Fearless. Lahen's is Alistar. And how long will this last is the question against 4 people. As Pillar comes down, Lahen's still surviving, but eventually does go down in trade of the Rift Herald, it looks like.
Palu does have ultimate here and flash, but for what?
He didn't hit the eye. There he is going to get it. And now goes back for the eye, has to go for the Cyclone, and Gideon almost definitely dead. Is going to flash over the wall, though. And the follow-up does come in from Bro.
Calyx has Realm Orb, but he's going to get collapsed on before he can try to save Gideon, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it looks like he is going to die for this turret as well. But look at Kingen in the bottom lane. Oh, the dodge! And he gets out, and Kingen's going to get that turret I was, in the beginning of mentioning as the sidestep comes through. So he gets a turret, he Realm Orbs out. Successful heist. He's got flash, and he may need to use it.
He definitely has to here. Let's see if Lehens can go for the play. He is going to get the combo in. Hype just turning and burning just a bit here into Lehens with the TP coming up from Closer, who is 3-0, so that's going to be a 4th one for our Aurora player for the side of Bro. And now looking for a pillar, but I think just a little bit too far away. They are onto the turret, and they're going to dive it as now we have TP coming in. And the Rise is, in fact, going to be shut down. Krako pretty tanky, but eventually I think he just goes down after the dive. Ends up being a trade and another kill here for Kingen.
Yeah. With a Wukong with flash, they do just give it up, though.
Yeah. They got spotted by Redemption. They're just like, we don't necessarily have to stay on this objective. Nice calling here from Hype.
It's kind of favorable for Bro, though. I don't know if the lead the lead might be too much, but this is kind of an angle.
I mean, Gideon's here, and there's no real way to deny him as this Rise is going deep, and Calyx in a bit of trouble, but is going to flash away. Nice interrupt on the engage from Lehens, but those wallets looking pretty good. And Closer, the one-fed guy, he is going to pick up his 5th kill in the fight, takes out Gideon. And now they want to start this Otacon once again. No smite available for Nongshim, but...
It's completely leashed. I mean, not completely, but about like 85%.
Yeah, and they're pretty low.
I think there's going to be have to be happy with getting the kill on the jungler and going for a reset themselves.
Fully committing, and I think Bro actually do have a decent chance. Stuff like this, bit of poke comes down. Lehens in a weird spot. He's going to drop the Redemption, but now the ult comes down as... Oh, Lehens! He barely got back in there! That was so close. Yeah, he's able to just frontline pretty well for now, but that's Sterix. Lehens makes his way back, but no unbreakable will right now. They're looking for the pick on the Krako. He's in a lot of trouble. Does get the subjugation now, but he's still going to die. And the turn is immaculate here from the side of Nongshim. Gio is going to be safe. Closer does go golden, and he's going to be safe for the wall himself, but the rest of the team, not so much. Morgan barely gets away, but Calyx is going to take him down, and I think that is the final nail in the coffin for that fight. Double kill comes through. Even though Closer did so much in terms of damage, it wasn't enough, and they say, hey, Baron's here, might as well take that.
Yeah, we don't need... And this play here from Lehens allows the escape.
What does he say?
Fight. As they're going to look for a pick on the Calyx.
Oh boy. Well, they're not going to land that one. The phase rush is helping quite a lot, and now they don't have an interrupt, and he will get away. And that was the one collapse.
Yeah, that you commit everything there. They're like, cool, there's the inhibitor. And also, by the way, Rise is still pushing mid.
Yeah.
He's going to get a second one.
He just walks back. Kingen level 17, tanking everything up, gets a massive amount of health on that one auto. And with the Baron, with the Otacon, they're just taking everything. 2 inhibitors go down. Even the wave in bottom lane is timed here.
And that's just going to be triple inhibs. Everyone for Bro is up. Doesn't necessarily mean they can defend because there's another wave coming through here in mid, and that super wave in top is coming over. But with some more you this far behind, as Kingen's looking for an in.
Yeah, he's just trying to bait this one. Paulo taking an immense amount of damage. Kingen getting into that backline. A little bit half-hearted of an engage here from Nongshim, but it just doesn't matter as in goes Lehens. Gonna open this one up. The double root comes down, one of them going into Zhonya's. As Closer roots himself, goes into the base. This game is over by a very big long shot here. 12,000 gold the difference, 31 minutes is the game timer, and that'll be Nongshim up 2-0.
Calls there, but they just didn't want to risk it. They weren't going to give anything up here, and with the lead they had, they didn't have to. Closer still out damages Calyx by 5k. Morgan pretty much dead even with Kingen in the overall damage, but the impactful damage, way higher on both counts for the side of Nongshim's solo laners. And we don't even know what that final pick is going to be here for jungle just yet, but I feel like the mid game here for
Olaf
for Nongshim is really weak, and Olaf just kind of run through your front line. I mean, you can just all in with Elise or Lux here. They're going to go for the more common these days, Elise, and obviously it's one of Lehens' best picks. His target band against him a lot. And when we saw the Caitlyn pick kind of knew this was probably where we were going. It would have been exciting to see Lux, but that's more carry flavor in this bottom lane. I think the lane matchups here can go very well for the side of Nongshim Red Forest. The top lane, that one shouldn't, but mid is going to be more mixed, and if Calyx is able to use really strong Electrocute right now to its fullest effect, even though it's tough to play around the rocks on the ground, like Ahri is going to be totally fine there. And then the bottom lane, the Rel is the issue more than like Sivir into Caitlyn, because there's Elise, and so you're just going to be constantly harassed, and Cocoon lands, and then you get trapped. And
as we're ready, let's hop into the Rift. And it kind of comes down to a smite fight at this point, as it is getting pretty low, and it will go the way of Kroko, but in goes Gideon. Palu is over here, and you're up against an Olaf. And now over the wall he comes to flash away, but Gideon in a lot of trouble. First blood goes over to Kroko, and now Lahen's baited into it, and he's going to go down as well. Even burns his flash as Jiwoo also baited into it. Has to flash over the wall himself. Straight onto a trap goes Hype, but the damage isn't there. It's 3 kills for Bro.
Does not have, but like I think you just start these grubs up and you say, I have bottom side control as well. They can't cross map for Dragon. I have enough crowd here bottom side to say this is our objective. Palu hits 6 though. They're looking for an angle.
He definitely wants this Ahri, as there it is. The follow-up CC comes through, and Bro are gonna shut down Calyx before he gets to use anything.
Yeah, no flash, no ult out of Calyx. Just ends up getting caught there. Down he goes, and Bro just say, that's my Dragon.
Trying to hope for someone to face check here, I guess, but they will be very cautious about how they do that. Bit of damage will go through on Apollo, though, and he's just going to get headshot down. A lot of extra gold going to go over to Gio as well against 409, as now TP going away. As Closer says, well, I'm going to try to shut this one down. The knockup gets flashed. Just spending more of your time running away, more than anything else. Speaking of Olaf, here he is, and he's going to be running straight on in. Nowhere for Lahens to go, nowhere to repel to. Nice charm does come down, but even the Ragnarok not used in the trade.
He is also the target.
Okay, nice spell shield on the charm, and he's going way deep for that kill. And there you go, Kingen comes in from mid as well, or from bot. He came from somewhere. Meanwhile, Gio's just alone. He is going to cleanse and flash away.
He'll get his celestial opposition.
And
then he's like a real support. He's just got it.
Kroko standing still in front of the brush. Going to pay for that a little bit, but it looks like Lahens might be the final one to pay as he goes up into the rappel and will be okay. Kingen does come on over. As they sacrifice a bot wave, they really want to try to get this Rift Herald, but it is going to be smited down by Gideon. In he goes. The Olaf incredibly low already. His life stealing up quite a bit, gets the headshot. Or rather the ace in the hole blocked, as now Palu wants the angle. Will he find it? He doesn't have his flash as the knockup does come in, and the follow-up is there. Kingen very tanky. It's not going to land a knockup, but does go into Zombie Sia mode. Now they're looking to turn this one around. Closer avoids the trap. The stun comes through on a Kingen, and he will be denied.
If only he could have continued the fight, maybe get some Blackfire Torch value. Is Lahens, where are you going?
To the Death Chamber. Also, he was going to ward and didn't respect.
Yeah, as they're now the ones with the 3,000 gold lead that we've kind of seen consistently across these 3 games. Gideon gets shoved. He's going in.
Yep, going on in. And he's got a Scion from the bottom side here. Going to get that spell shield away as Kingen's like, uh-oh, I'm in a bit of trouble. He is tanky, flashes straight onto it as he is going to get knocked back in.
And
he's going down.
Just like that. Is another colloquial term as Calyx is getting collapsed on now. Gets the charm. That'll buy him some time. He's got a turret here.
There is,
or what's left of it,
an Olaf in the brush, plus Palu, who just TP'd in. Nice charm to try to buy some time, but Calyx, he's only got flash, and he's not going to use it. There's no reason to. He knows he's dead. Trying to greed around the turret. He does get punished.
There, thinks maybe his teammates can rotate over, but they're not in a position to do so. As Gideon
is going to find some friends, and he does not have his ult. He is going to get blown up.
They were just over there, and they still are, and you don't have a support. They're certainly annoying Bro a little bit here.
Yeah, they definitely are. Nice flank here from the side of Palu. Nice flash to the disengaged cone, and this Olaf is gigantic, but the damage is coming in. Redemption saves his life. Jiu just a little bit too low, doesn't quite have the damage, gets 1 kill, but only the 1. And that is going to be the end of that team fight as Lahens desperately trying to join it from the left side. Do they kill Kingen is the only question. The answer looks like very much yes. And Bro running away with this game.
It looks like President Palu is up for re-election, Valdez.
All right, well, they're looking for that pick. Gideon's going to go in. He's got his ult this time. Everybody just jumps in the middle of it and absolutely erases him. And Calyx trying to get it started here. Bit of damage in a Croco as he almost goes down. Spirit Rush over the wall, and there's the engage from the rest of the team. Calyx able to get away, but the rest of his team is not, as Bro are absolutely slaughtering them this time.
All you got to do is group, and you win every fight. It's not time for karaoke, Degon. It's time to do Baron.
The steal? No. It's Calyx and Lehens without Smite. They're just trying to 4-1. And there you go. Just gonna go straight on into the base. We got a Talia wall coming down too. Gio, there's just no hope for him as he is very sad. Close are gonna take a bunch of turret shots, but it just doesn't matter. The wallets are really just that heavy. They can do whatever they want, and whatever they want to do is to take down these 2 inhibitors and maybe just the game right here.
It's what you can do to deal with side lane pressure or some backdooring. You don't have to go back to defend that. You just go straight to the heart. Look for the kills.
Yeah, Calyx. Not sure if he was trying to do extra damage or clear the wave. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. He's going to go in. They actually do get the kill and then immediately die. We are going to have a game number 4 as Bro are not done yet. And they will take down game 3.
I think when you play this well around punishing some of the holes in this composition for Nongshim and some of the ways they were trying to overforce, the game just becomes kind of unplayable for Nongshim once they lose control over the map, and the Elise struggles to set up flanks or deal with vision control. The Scion looks like it's made out of paper, and the game just does not work.
We're going up, 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 it's our moment. You know, together we're broing. Gonna be broden. Oh, up, up, up with our Giga chance. They're gonna make it to playoffs. Gonna be broden. Whoa, game 3 was a bang.
Just playing
Victor Bomb
bottom lane.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. And when I say that, I actually do know, and I don't like it. I just don't think it's a good idea.
I don't like that they
damage.
really need AP.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Gio can play this, but, you know, you can match range with range and just say, we're going to play AP as well.
All right. The Victor Blitzcrank bottom lane. And I think that might mean that, like, we're actually going to see the Tristana go into the bottom lane and the Ziggs mid. As, you know, it's a risky pick, but it's so easy to, like, in the 2v2 into Blitzcrank, but it's so easy to follow up on Maokai's engage and set up the Jax for success here. And you can, like, you can actually get pulled, but even if you do, you can get out their grand entrance. I say that, it ends up being the Ziggs in the bottom lane. Kind of a funky matchup we have here. We're bringing back the awesome dudes in this one as we're kind of locked up on scaling 80 carries. And, you know, even with all the engage gone, they're like, I'm not playing Zeri here. Not doing that. Like, Ruler is like, that's the freest Zeri angle I've ever seen. They're like, nah.
And you guys should watch more of it this week. Game 4 starts now. He's just trying to put on some pressure, just trying to be annoying.
The Ziggs in bottom lane is quite common.
Got like a front line, an actual front line. I think you're on the money there with that one, Wolf, as well. He's going to go in as the first blood will go to the Jax, though, as in comes Lehens trying to help out, but now a TP from Paulo as well, and now Lehens is all by himself. And a bunch of damage goes to the Blitzcrank. They don't quite have enough to take him out. The pull goes down on a Croco, but he is Maokai.
I guess. Big win for Bro, though.
Baited him. Well, this time Gideon says, I would like to take 3 grubs. Man, Sejuani would have been so...
Sejuani is like...
It would have been so good.
Like,
flash in from Paulo. Kingan's in a bit of trouble, but he's just going to flash away. Gideon's here. And now we got the supports, or rather one of the support going to come in as Lehens is, well, spotted. So nothing really amounts from that. We're not done. Okay. In goes Lehens. That shock blast actually going to hit. There's the knock up into the hook. The small silence. And in goes the Nocturne. And the pick potential of this comp.
There you go.
Is there.
Oh, I haven't seen any evidence of that. Here we go.
All right, they're pretty deep in the jungle. This Maokai might be in some trouble as 3-on-1. Not going to be good, but he does buy a lot of time. In comes Palu trying to secure the situation. The Ziggs bomb over the top, and it's actually Nongshim running away. Kingan isolated on the top side.
Yeah, I think so.
It's 1v3. He's going to go unbound, but he's stunned under the turret, and the damage onto a stunned target from a Ziggs is going to be incredible. Here comes Gideon, but it's just satcheled down as they didn't expect the Ziggs to satchel the turret. But now the hook comes in, and actually it's the Maokai who goes down, Krako. And a very strange kind of secure there on the turret.
Yeah, it gets to be a little Rise group in here, and that favors Bros. They're going to have a TP flank.
TP flank is good. The hook here onto Krako is not going to be great. He gets low, but that's not the best target. In goes Gideon. He's all alone in that back line. He's still doing quite a number, but I think eventually he just dies, though he will take out Hype with them, and takes a while to go down. As meanwhile, they were able to take down the Ziggs, and it's just a 1-for-1.
All right, bud.
A little 1-for-1.
Herald is up. Alex wants more than Herald.
Palu gonna be caught out, but celestially opposed, but not to the shock blast. Electric Boogaloo. They didn't quite have any smite, obviously.
On Lehens?
Lehens wants it. Lehens absolutely wants it. Kian's going in. He's gonna have to flash away. Didn't even have to go in. You could just let it go. But no, they won't. They're continuing to go on this fight as now Lehens is going to be isolated.
Gideon picks it up.
Does flash away. Yeah, Gideon just kind of swoops in, gets it at the very last moment. He's very healthy here as the max range hook is going to come in from Lehens.
Where's the damage?
Morgan so low, just walks it off.
Resets. We're not done.
Yeah, another hook here, Palu. It's weird that Palu's the guy that keeps getting hooked. He's the one playing the Rakan.
For the victor, by the way, going for Luden's companion first is going to add a little bit of extra oomph and burst to this as he just gets caught on the retreat there.
Yeah, that could have been anyone.
Yeah, legit. So now look to secure this dragon as
we're going mid.
Yep, gonna grab another charge in that mid outer. As I just don't think there's any stopping this dragon.
He went for the outer route. Does this still hit?
Yep.
Oh, yep. Gonna pull it off. Just barely. Nice corner taking by
yeah,
that was very good.
That was very clean.
About stuff in the game, Wolf.
Yeah, but I thought that's what you meant.
Uh-oh. Just trying to clear some vision, and there you go. The Tempa vibes coming on in, and Lehens is able to get yet another one, and everybody's joining in here. He can't avoid everything, as finally Calyx is the cherry on top.
Going over the wall, are you seeing this? The Yone ult over the wall? Palu.
Okay.
You seeing that?
I saw it. Flash. Unfortunately, I did. Uh-oh, hook gonna come in. It's again onto the Maokai, and Lehens is like, oh god, I'm running away.
It's a huge ult.
Everybody gonna get caught up by that. Actually, every single person. Closer, he wants the resets. He might just get it on the Chiyu, but the plant.
Oh, Valdez, I don't think he would have died, but it looks like it was about to be.
I don't think he would have died.
Valdez on hate watch.
I was ready to be angry, but then I saw the damage and I was like, oh. That just might just be a flip. Actually, the damage is coming on in. Palu's getting pretty low. Lehens is over the wall. Getting in on the King and gonna zone him a little bit, but now the paranoia's up, and they might just be able to burst this one. Calyx not able to do it. It goes over to the Maokai. Krako with the good smite. And now the damage is coming in. Super low health bars here on the side of Gnome-Sim. And the Tristana and Ziggs are getting massive value alongside of Morgan on this Jax. Just hopping onto everyone.
They are 2,000 gold ahead. I'm trying to turn this Ziggs advantage into a larger one. Tristana plus Ziggs, by the way, for killing turrets. It's a match made in heaven.
It's beautiful. We used to see it all the time. And look at this with the Maokai set up as well. And the boom boom damage over the top from Hype is disgusting. That's going to be 3 kills just like that. Bro are running the Rift now.
Is Morgan even looking for a potential catch onto Kingen, who actually stops here before going into the tri-brush, which is wise. And that's a Baron. That's more gold. It's doubled.
Here we go again. Morgan is on the flank. He's pretty far ahead, but guess who's very far ahead of his team? It's Ju. He's going to be isolated, taken out. So is Lehens. And it's looking real nice right now. I'll tell you that. Maybe the comp looks better in Game 5. We'll have to wait and see. Well, this is one way to get the Tristana. Will it matter, though? I'm not sure. The wallets are pretty heavy here on the side of Bro. And, in fact, they are just able to play front to back. Morgan, they have so many other carries. And they'll get the job done for sure. Calyx gonna go down, and so will the Nexus. As Morgan, all he's got to do is ignore the Victor. Instead, he's gonna look for the kill onto the Victor. Takes it down, 8-1 and 8 on the Jax. And Bro stomped Gnome-Sim in Game 4.
A champ that we theorized how could maybe follow up on a Blitzcrank hook, but it wasn't that great. Did 18,000 damage in the game, but there were just so many scrappy fights Bro were able to win. That Otacon fight
has a clear identity. You know, I like this a lot better as Cassiopeia comes out. Those are kind of jumps after that.
It's almost like Croco couldn't decide what he was going to play there. And WTF 2 series!
WTF!
That's not allowed!
2 series!
WTF! Tarek!
All right, are we getting a redo on that, or is it actually Tarek?
I think 2 series make more sense.
All right, it must be a Tarek. And now we got Silas in the jungle. And this worked wonders in its most recent match. And, you know, they've got a Galio, they've got a Gnar.
Well, the Tarek angle is quite interesting in terms of setting up this Zeri for success. It makes a lot of sense, can be used similarly to a Lulu, but obviously isn't going to have the same sort of oomph in lane. We can be good into this Leona, and it's Lens, right? Like, he pulls this one out. I feel like we're going to have it's been 900 plus days on the last one to play. Well, it's Lens, you know?
Yeah.
It's either that or Barrel, right? We know it's one of the two.
As we are ready, Game 5, Silver Scrapes right now.
Wow.
LCK support first, 700 games for Lens.
And what a game to have it on. So catch up with Teddy and total games played.
For a second, I was like, wait, that's not first. But that was amongst all of the players.
That's correct. Fearless BO5s, like, we haven't seen this matchup before.
All right, let's see how this one is going to look. There's the stun onto the Zeri, who is moving. The Dazzle comes out, and now Palu's in a bit of trouble, but it's still first blood over to the Silas.
Here.
Here comes Gideon. He ran all the way from the top river, and he is here just on time to help secure this kill. Gideon going to pick it up. Yeah, Mega Gnar almost here. He's not 6, but certainly Palu in a bit of trouble. He doesn't have flash, so it's just an easy gank onto the Leona, as they're going to try to give this kill over to Gideon, probably. There you go. Gideon takes it down. Meanwhile, the dive down here, but they've got a Galio on their team, and Croco's in a lot of trouble. Taunt is there, and Gio picks up the kill. Just every part of the year champ.
Thanks for the stat on that one, mysterious prompter person.
We're the...
Not
yes,
sure who it is today,
true.
So to speak. Was so against Nongshim here. I mean, Cassante trying to make something happen.
Yeah, the Redemption hit him, and Morgan went into tower range with that all out. That's going to be the slow. We got a Vi coming up here. Morgan's in a lot of trouble.
He did.
Yep, there's the ult to come out. And, yeah, he's even going to flash here. Gideon has his flash, just follow flashes, picks up the kill. Makes it look easy. All right, trying to collapse here. We got Vi ult available, but there's no damage at the moment. Trying to stop this, but now even the Tarek ult is going to come down, and they're invulnerable for just a little bit of time. No stun on Apollo. King gets in from behind. We got another TP coming in from the Galio, and down will go Palu first. As in it is Calyx. He's looking to take down Croco. The Jhin positioning very safe, but the front line is just not there, and they just tank it all up. Morgan not going to be able to do anything, just has to run away.
Taking the line, we have a fight.
Meanwhile, Lens taking a bunch of damage. That's not the target you want to go for. Nice exhaust, though, as the Vi is in that back line. The smite down, and now we got King about to hit Mega Gnar. Croco trying to be real in this game. But as we can tell, he is not at this point in time. As the Wallop comes down, the Dazzle, just the everything thrown into him, and King doesn't even have to Gnar.
Might be time to start thinking about which lower bracket matchup you would prefer. Has a little bit of cooking in it. Well, not that much, as here's
All right, we're going in. There's just no hope for Hype. He has to run away. Palu is just free food. As the wallets are gigantic, they're just going to use this to crash in a mid. Don't even have to do anything pretty. All the other outer turrets are already dead.
Yeah, just going to be an ult here from Hype for wave clear. Can they punish him? Yeah, I don't need to be very cautious about trying to fight Bro, that is. Nongshim do decide to back away. I was scared that we were going to just see a big engage from Croco again. Here, I think it probably has to start with a big stall and time buy.
Yep, in goes 2. It's like, yeah, might as well. Here comes the turn, though. Baited on in, but Now we got the redemption, we got the kill, we got the Taric ultimate. He is invulnerable, and he just flashes away. Rest of the team comes in, and the Vi goes extremely deep. Gideon looking to keep hype around. He doesn't have his flash, and the ult gets dodged as well, at least by Gideon. Going back in now is everybody, but he just flashes out. Does closer.
Almost! They were so close to getting Jiu. They got his sums, but they didn't kill the Zeri. Is just simply going to be a certain death.
When it mattered most, as in they go once again, the Vi and the Taric. Very nice. Synergy does come in, and closer doesn't even get a chance to play the game. When you got wallets this large, you just don't really take damage. And in goes Kingen. He's looking for that extra kill. The boomerang not quite gonna do it. Krako trying to stun his ally. It's not quite gonna work.
Get that Jin! Oh.
Oh, wrong team.
I mean, closer he doesn't have budget for any more defensive items, man. He doesn't have a Zonias. He's just dead. Krako's got a Gnar here for some delay, excuse me, as he's gonna look for it.
All right, they're gonna look for it. They're gonna trying to clear out that wave. We got another wave coming in, but I think for Nongshim, you're up 12,000, but they still want to play it safe. they don't want to pull a DNF. As they say that though, they just go right back in, and they get another kill.
All right, there's a bit of a Cassante flank here for Morgan. Kingen is probably dead.
All right, Kingen going in. He's not quite going to land it. Meanwhile, the front line will just be the sacrifice, it looks like, as Lehen's actually going to be able to flash out. And it looks like he gets away with the disengage. That's all we have now.
He's hanging out there with Pool Bay, man, and they're going to maybe get it done. He's got the Scryers. He's got the Scryers. He sees where they're at.
All right, now they're going to be like, huh? And he's just going to end up joining the rest of the team. Has an angle. They're going to try to turn onto the Galio and not even look for the Baron. Calyx gets the taunt. They can't even take him down. They're not even going to get the Galio. And that's going to be the end of this game, guys. 15K the difference. And Nongshim will be moving up to the winner's bracket here at Play-Ins, bro. They're on their last legs, starting from after this Nexus explodes. It just wasn't meant to be. 22-2 in the kills. Nongshim were just the better team tonight.
Nongshim were the better team tonight. They get it done in 5. A messy series, to be sure. Calyx.
Yeah,
also,
now Degon's dead.
They're getting impatient with me, and
no pressure. I can't even lead you in the right direction. So the damage numbers be what they are. And
who do you think
we do have a player of the match?
Yeah, who do you think's gonna get it? Is it just gonna be Jiu because of his Zeri in the end?
It might be Gideon. I don't know. I really, it's harder too because it's 5 games, not even 3.
Lehen's was really good early.
It's Lehen's, okay.
Like Lehen's on Alistar and Nico was kind of insane.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the post-match interview translation from Play-Ins Round 1, Match 1 with Lihens, the POM, and Kingen on the side of Nongshim Red Force. With that intense 3-2 victory, you will head off to round 2 of Play-Ins. How do you feel, Lihens? You know, it's a victory after such a long time, and I feel like we would have made our fans really happy. That actually feels amazing, and I want to make sure that we're prepared for the next match. And Kingen, you know, long time no see on the interview zone. We really wanted to invite another special guest for this interview, so how do you feel? You know, earlier, when I was doing my winner's ceremony, it just felt so awkward. It just felt like, wow, this is what it feels like to win. I'm sure that your fans are indeed very happy about your win today. And with the team so hungry for a win, what did you guys prioritize in preparing? You know, when it comes to a best of 5, especially when you go to game 5, you actually have to pull out some champions that you've never played before, and I think we just really mainly try to focus on those champions. But all it really comes down to is playing with confidence. And Kingen, against OK Savings and Brion, you actually played them after almost 3 months. So how was it meeting a Rise Group team? You know, it's been a long time since we met a Rise group team, and you know, OK Savings Bank Brion, they've been doing really well lately. And I feel like we are coming from a low momentum and they were coming from a pretty high momentum. So I think that's what made this match so intense. But I'm just really relieved that we were able to take today's victory. And Lihans, in game one, you picked your first Nico of your career and you completely took control of that bot lane early as Nico. So how come you haven't been picking her before? I mean, I think I just had to play her. And I definitely had chances to play her during the season, but I think there are just certain set things that you have to do. I think today I just felt like I can disrupt the enemy and give them a hard time, so I wanted to play Nico. You know, just like you said, we actually saw some unconventional picks from Nongshim's bot side today. From Kate Elise to Game 4 Spot Victor to Game 5's Tarek that we haven't seen in a while. So without spilling all the beans, can you tell us the lore of your draft? You know, I actually don't remember much because we had played so long, but in Game 5 specifically, I think we had predicted that that we would run out of options. And I think we just wanted to go for that wombo combo comp that we would be good at. And yeah, Jiwoo actually played various champions. So what was your main approach? Let's do well. I think it's just we just had to do well. And because our fans have been suffering for 3 months, we just had to, you know, we just had to have that kind of resolve that we have to win no matter what. And Kingen, throughout the series and all the new picks, what did you give yourself as a role? Instead of just setting myself and limiting myself to certain champions, I just really wanted to go into this match thinking I have to be able to pull off any pick. And games 1 and 2 were quick wins, but after dropping games 3 and 4, it went to a 5-game series. So what did you guys try to focus on in game 5? Just like I said earlier, I think we talked mostly about the draft. I think games 3 and 4. Instead of the draft, I feel like we just had a bad gameplay, and it's just really our shortcomings, and we definitely could have won, but it was just we just considered it as like a little happening. And what about you, Kingen? I think I agree for games 3 and 4. I think we had pretty good draft, but it's just the gameplay. I think we just had to put the past in the past and just really look forward. And Lihans, with that 5-game series, you reached your 700th LCK game. So let's take a look at this history. You know, Nautilus reminds us of you, and this is actually your most played pick. And it's been 7 years since you debuted. So how do you feel? You know, every time I hear these milestones, it just feels like I'm so old. I just feel like a boomer. But I really want to keep on doing well and play well until the very end. And what about Kingen? Would you like to congratulate him? You know, I just found out about this. I didn't know that he was the #1 support. He's been playing for a really long time. You know, as you already know, Kingen also played for a very long time. How wholesome. We look forward to even bigger milestones. And actually, Kingen's mom is here with her hand-drawn fan sign. Did you see it? Yeah, I did. I love seeing it. And my parents happen to be the victory angels for me. And actually, they weren't here during the 3 months that we couldn't win. But just, you know, feeling that we actually can win, seeing that, I think that actually does prove that they're my winning angels. And you know, they actually live in the countryside pretty far. So instead of having to stay here or go all the way back and then come back. I hope that they can have an easier time just watching me. Mom, thanks for coming to watch me after a while. I'm just really glad that I'm able to show you a moment of victory, and I love you. And in round 2, you will meet either D plus Kia or BNK Fear X. So, who do you think you'll meet? I believe DK will make it.
카톡으로 욕을 많이 하는데 빨리 와서
You know,
재밌는 경기 했으면 좋겠습니다.
재밌는 경기 디플러스 기어가 펼쳐질지 많은 분들의 기대가
I've been getting
이제 한 번 더 승리하면
a lot of comments. I've been getting pretty beat up by via DMs from this certain player from DK. So I hope that I can beat him back. And what mindset will you play with in round 2? You know, we went through some hardship, but we have always mentioned that, you know, to the fans that we will be always be the one smiling in the end. And I want to really keep my word and keep my promise.
네, 리엔즈 선수도 부탁드립니다.
And thank you so much for your support. And what about you, Lians?
기분 굉장히 좋고요.
You know, it's been a while since our victory.
이겨가지고 팬분들께 좋은 기억 남기고.
It feels great.
네,
I want to make sure that we can give you
이렇게 해서
something
LCK 1라운드
enjoyable to remember in the future by winning.
인터뷰 나눠봤습니다.
And that's the end of the interview with Lee Hens and Kingen, and back to the space. Thank you.